Okay, hey guys, Sally here. Not sure if anybody's going to show up to watch or not while I'm live, but I thought I'd go live today kind of as an impromptu thing because, I'd love to say that RV life is always rainbows and unicorns, but it's not. And today, I thought I was going to be breaking camp. I'm in this lovely location here where I've been for almost a week, which has been absolutely terrific, camping with a friend. But I was supposed to break camp this morning and be at the dentist in Mexico at 10 o'clock. And I'm all prepared. I'm ready to pull out and, ready to leave at 8:15. And that would have given me plenty of time to get there. I pressed the button for my slide, and one side came in about 4 inches, and the other side didn't. And then it stopped. Now, I've had trouble with this slide before, and one of the things that I know now at this point in my RV life is that if I knew I was going to be full-time when I bought this rig, I wouldn't have bought this rig. I am convinced at this point that not having a slide is way more important to me than having one. So that's just kind of, the way that I feel about it. And so, unfortunately, couldn't get it in. I've had trouble with the slide before, so I had some idea of what to do with it. So I started working on it, troubleshooting to the best of my ability. I had Lippert components on the line, and they had me going through a whole bunch of different things. And ultimately, after about 2 hours, I've now missed my dentist appointment. Fortunately, I was able to call and cancel and told them what was happening. But after about 2 hours, it was really clear I was not going to be able to get this addressed. And so then I started calling RV techs, and I was really lucky. I called 4 or 5 RV techs, and first of all, most of them don't answer the phone because they're out there doing other work. But I got a hold of somebody, and first he said, well, I can get there on Wednesday. I said, well, I can't go anywhere because I don't have a toad, and I'm going to be out of water before Wednesday, so it's kind of an issue. So he rearranged his schedule, finished the job that he was working on, and then came over to take care of me. So the slide is temporarily working again, but I did have to buy a new controller for it, which I've ordered, and it's going to be delivered roughly in Monday or Wednesday of next week. So what I'm hoping is that it's going to just keep working, for a reasonable period of time. And I think what I'm going to do is just stay where I am until Monday, so I won't have to mess with it at all between now and then. But, here's the thing. I kind of wanted to talk about this a little bit because it's the stuff that people don't really talk about. It doesn't always go well. Mostly it goes well. And when it does, it's awesome, but it doesn't always go well. So what do you do when life hands you lemons? You make lemonade. And I have to say that I'm feeling really, really fortunate and blessed because I was able to reschedule my dentist appointment. I just got off the phone with them before I went live for next Wednesday. And I'm going to have to come back again. I'm going to have to go to LA and then come back to Arizona again, which that'll be kind of inconvenient. And in case you're not familiar, it's getting pretty late in the season to be in southern Arizona boondocking. Just saying. So I'm probably going to end up having to go to an RV park so I can, plug in, run the AC and all that kind of stuff. But at this point, I'm planning to just stay where I am until at least Monday, might stay until Tuesday, depending on how the weather pans out, and keep on having fun, put the frustration and so forth behind me. I mean, all things considered, I needed to buy a new controller. I went to Amazon. It was $324 or $419, depending on who I bought it from. And then I just Googled and ended up at eBay for $225. So I ordered that. So it's going to be here. And with all of the troubleshooting that I did with Lippert on the phone this morning, I'm pretty sure this is going to be a pretty simple install. It's just plug and play. All I have to do is unplug all of the wiring stuff from the old one, plug in the new one, and we should be good to go. The hardest part of it will be having to take the bottom drawer out of my kitchen because I can't get it back in very easily by myself. So that'll be the hardest part. But other than that, it should be pretty much a piece of cake. And in the meantime, it just means I'm going to spend a few more days in a beautiful place, trying to stay out of the heat. And I'm doing this outside today in part because I'm boondocking, and it's 95 degrees here in southern Arizona, and I'm not getting enough of a breeze inside to want to be inside during those temperatures. But I've got, some shade out here. There is some breeze blowing. I hope it's not interfering with the sound too much, because that's the other thing that happened the other day. My microphone just died, wouldn't work. So I've just been having a whole series of things that are becoming more and more challenging as time goes by. And I think that one of the things that happens for some people is that they reach a point at some point that if too many things go wrong, they just give up, and they're done with RV life, or they're done with whatever the thing is that they were doing. And I think part of the point that I want to make is never give up. There's always a solution. There's always, a rainbow at the end of the sunny rainstorm. Okay, that was a bad analogy. Find something else. There's always something good that comes out of what started off to be true adversity. And part of what was good today was that I had to really just slow down and think about what I needed to do in order to be able to resolve the issue so that my life can move forward. So pretty grateful that I had the opportunity to do that, actually. Life hands you lemons, you make lemonade. That's the way that this really works. And I want to thank, I know I've got a couple of people on here, and this is the first time I've ever done this, so I don't even know how to see who it is. Let me see if I can tell that. Can I tell that? No, I don't know how to tell. Thank you for being here. I appreciate that you're here. I'd love to see a comment. What do you, and I probably can't answer it until I stop this, but what do you think? Do you adapt, improvise, and overcome? Is that the kind of person you are? Or do you kind of give up and curl up in a ball? And because I think there are both kinds of people in the world. And, what I hope is that I can inspire people to be more in line with adapting, improvising, and overcoming. And I mean, as an example of that, my friend that I'm camped with was staying an extra day today so that she could babysit Kit, my dog, while I was going to go to Mexico. And when we realized that wasn't going to happen, she ended up going quite a ways to Quartzsite. We're down in the Yuma area. So she went up to Quartzsite because she had a package that was supposed to arrive last week before she left Quartzsite, didn't show up until today, to pick up the package and run a couple of other errands before she comes back. And I feel a little bit bad about it because originally she had an appointment in Yuma on Wednesday and she was going to be leaving yesterday. And I asked her if she would consider being able to stay for a couple more days to help me out with that. So the other thing I have to figure out is what on earth I'm going to do with Kit next Wednesday, when I'm going to be at the dentist for many hours. But, I'll get it figured out. I always do. And I think that's kind of the real point here, is to be willing to pivot, to be willing to accept and take in stride whatever is happening in your life and figure out how to make it work for you. So once again, I want to thank you for being here. I'm not going to talk about this for a whole long time. I am just really grateful that I apparently at least have the issue resolved temporarily, and next week I'll be able to get it resolved semi-permanently until it breaks again. And if you're thinking about getting out and being a full-time nomad, you might want to think about whether or not you want to slide in your rig. I'm actually thinking about changing rigs. I've been thinking about it for a couple of months, and I might end up doing that. So once again, thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And, thumbs up are always free. Likes are free. Subscribing is free. If you haven't already, I'd really appreciate it. Hope you have an amazing and fascinating day. Thanks for hanging out.